Good morning, good afternoon, evening, wherever you are in this lovely world. How are you? How are you? How are you? Couldn't have been a better topic for me personally. Get it together. 10 minutes ago, I had no internet. 10 minutes ago, I felt my anxiety starting to go way up. And I realized as long as I'm in that energy, nothing was going to happen. That's the energy where you're just going to run into blocks and blocks and blocks. So I literally came downstairs here to my computer, looking at it in a blank screen saying no internet connection, and I just let it go. I said, if this broadcast is meant to be, then the powers that will be will make this happen. And I reset things, and voila, the internet was there. But I thought, as long as I'm getting in a dither and not getting myself together, this is not going to happen. So, great lesson for me. Thank you for joining me. My name is Julie, and I am the founder of Quantum Connections Incorporated. It is my mission to uplift, inspire, and create ultimate awareness of truth and finding purpose by helping others follow their innate gift called intuition. I get my inspiration and my information from the teachings from my mentor, Bob Proctor. I follow teachings from Dr. Joe Dispenza, Tony Robbins, Gabby Bernstein, and I study right now Neville Goddard. They are powerful people and they have a wealth of information. So if I can convey it in my version and it resonates with someone so that they understand it, or maybe on my terms, and it helps them in life, then that is my purpose. It is just incredible information that I feel I have to share. So today's topic, last week, we actually spoke about the hamster wheel, or basically we brought awareness to the fact that although our stories are different, we tend to be on a similar path of going around in circles. Perhaps changing a few habits, we do that, we incorporate some new ideas, and we get all pumped up, and we even go to things and get all rammed up and, yeah, we're going to do this. But ultimately, we end up in the same place year after year. We learned that the ultimate way to get off of this hamster wheel is to make a decision. Easier said than done. I get that. I'm following my notes. There is an analogy about sitting on a nail. Some of you may have heard this. People won't get up from the discomfort of a nail until it hurts. We all have different pain points. Some of us can handle excruciating pain and sit on that nail for years. Well, I've often seen actually that nail is sometimes the one that's used to nail the coffin closed. They never get off it. They just think that's the cards they were dealt. That's life. That's life. They never got off the nail. Others find themselves quick to get off the nail because they don't like being uncomfortable. They're constantly moving, constantly going. So they get up and move their bodies very frequently. Neither is actually right or wrong. Okay? Even the fella that used that nail to, put it in his coffin. So what? He didn't learn a lesson. He has to come back and learn it again. Whatever. It's neither right nor wrong. So these are just merely my observations, okay? My personal nail was getting quite painful. So I made the decision to move. And not in the pack up and move sense that I was contemplating, but more in that I knew that what I was doing was clearly not working. And I needed to just have a little bit more of an open mind and look at those people that it was working for, and I needed to get it together. In Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, one of which I study, there is an entire chapter on decision. It is said that decision is the master of procrastination. And I'm sure that you would agree that the main reason people stay on the hamster wheel or sitting on that nail is not because they don't know how to get off, they just don't want to, or the pain isn't intense enough. So they put it off because the nail doesn't hurt, I can handle a few more rounds on the hamster wheel. They have no desire. There's another chapter in Think and Grow Rich. So they put it off because they talked themselves into thinking that things will get better all by themselves. And the truth, and we all know it in our minds, is that is procrastinating. Like I said, and in order to align with universal laws, the polar opposite of procrastination is decision. So we will look further into depth on procrastination and decision another time. I'd love to talk about those topics. They're worth discussing because they coincide with the laws of the universe. So how do you feel when you hear the words, get it together? Is that something you've said to yourself? Maybe to another person? Have you had it said to you? So remember that energy comes to and through us all the time. It's neither positive or negative. It just is. It's what you make it. Right? So perhaps you feel a negative vibe when you hear get it together because you remember being a teenager and your parents got mad and would always say, come on, get it together. So you have kind of a negative connotation to that phrase. Or perhaps you were the parent doing your best to guide your kids, but you would always say, come on, get it together. Maybe you're a CEO, executive, preparing for a big boardroom presentation, and your boss tells you to get it together, or maybe you tell yourself, I gotta get it together if I'm going to keep this job. So there's lots of different ways you can take it and apply that energy to what it is you want. Maybe you're just wandering aimlessly through life, trying to get it together, going from job to job, currently working somewhere you just really don't like, but you freaking have to. Right now, we're experiencing extremely hot weather for us. And I see construction workers and that working on the roads or just even on a rooftop when it's 35 above and that sun is beating down on them all day. Maybe that's not their dream job, right? And I know it's cyclical and weather changes and stuff here, but sometimes when we think to ourselves, what am I doing this for? Why do I get up and go and build someone else's dream day after day after day? Why don't I get it together? So I feel the main theme, like in all of those examples, is rather the same. Okay. It all means to me, this is my version, is just get organized. Just even a few minutes ago, I felt like I was not organized. There was no internet. It's like, how's this going to happen? Am I going to do this outside, holding my phone? What the heck? Getting all anxious. Nah, not worth getting all anxious and worried and doubtful over. Nothing is worried, or nothing is worth getting in that vibration over. It's not healthy. So I just think getting it together means get your ducks in order. Because when you get your ducks in order, you align your life. And when you align your life, things start to make more sense. You get flow. You get just a natural rhythm going on in your life, which is the law of the universe, law of rhythm. Be happier. Eliminate some bad habits and replace them with good ones. Get off the hamster wheel. Start writing down some goals. Break free of old association and make new friends. See what is outside of the lifestyle that currently has you stuck. So for others, it means pure alignment with Source, praying, meditating, going to church, becoming part of a community. I personally became aware of the power of meditation, and I started becoming quiet with my own thoughts. It is a powerful alignment tool that I never knew about before I got off the hamster wheel. I don't believe you can be on the hamster wheel. This is an addendum to my notes. I don't think you can be on the hamster wheel and be in a place of meditation and quiet. I don't think that the two can coexist. Well, you can't do both at the same time, that's for sure. So when I hear get it together, I relate it to finding purpose. We are all here for a specific purpose. We are no accident. Every life is interconnected and a piece of an incredible puzzle. I believe that desire is in every one of us to get it together and to reach our full potential, or at least tap into it while we're here on earth. Something inside us tells us that we need to figure it out. Something inside us sometimes says, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Then we don't listen to it and we be quiet. And then away you go again. But I think we're all searching. We're not doing it for our parents, our spouse, or even our children. There is something in us that we feel we need to accomplish for ourselves. We want to get it together. I knew I wanted to get it together. My life was unhappy. My intuition knew there was more. I knew there was more to life. There had to for it. Oh, I'm back. Sorry about that. You see what I mean?
Well, look at that. I'm back. This is kind of crazy. Okay, I brought my notes back upstairs. This is my actual working office. This is some cute craft that my grandson made me. This is a map of all the places I want to go in the world. And these are some of the books that I study. Holy! So I'm downstairs. That backdrop and everything that I have, that's what I like to call my little studio. I like to go down there and I do these videos and live professionally, but sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. So I was talking about, I'm glad I have notes because it keeps me on track, and I don't know if I can go back and just cut out this little part that I was not there or not, but okay. So I knew that I personally wanted to get it together. I don't like this camera either. Whatever. My life at the time was unhappy a couple of years ago. My intuition knew that there was more to life. I just knew I had been really, really happy before, and I was just like, what is misfiring here? What is going on? And so then I just started searching, and I started comparing and looking at other people's lives, and it's like, what can I have what they have? Why can't I think like they think and do what they do? And that's what got me on the path to looking for what ended up being Bob Proctor mentoring, and then became a consultant. But I was searching, and I was searching to get it together because I knew I did not have it together at all. So I am here now to personally tell you there is way more to life. I am so, so grateful that I was curious enough to go instead of letting that idea bounce off to me. When my phone reminded me that I had this event in Minnesota to go to, I could have easily sloughed it off and thought, it's another flipping thing to do. I'm not going. But I didn't. There was something inside of me, and I listened to it. And I was like, you know what? My way is not working. Maybe I should go. Wow. Isn't that a game changer for me? So my nail hurt. I was talking about before. My nail hurt enough that I got up and moved. I did not procrastinate and settle for going around that hamster wheel one more time. I had had enough. I knew it was time I got it together, and it was the best decision I've ever made. I did it for me. I knew I couldn't change anybody except myself. That I had come to realize. So I took a chance and I bet on myself, and I have invested in myself dearly, and it's been worth every single penny. It was interesting this week because my husband, he's just starting to be curious, and he was asking the odd question. I knew that this would happen in his own time because we are on separate journeys. Even though you're together, you're on separate journeys. So when we were fishing and enjoying some time in our boat this past weekend, because the weather, like I said, is really hot, he asked me a question. He said, what do you think is the meaning to life? Now, I'm not going to answer that question on this live, but I want you to ask yourself that question. We went on to having a great conversation about it, exchanging our perceptions, and I wish I knew what to say just a year ago when my father-in-law died, because he asked the same question. What is the meaning to life? And if I knew what I knew now, and I was able to convey that to Randy, is his name, I don't think he would have been so scared to die. I urge you as an individual and on your own journey, ask yourself that question. And then whatever comes up in your soul and your heart and you think, oh, I wish I could, don't wish anymore. Don't wish and hope. That's empty. Do. Just do it. You want to do something? Do it. It costs $10,000 and you go, I don't have $10,000. How the hell would I spend $10,000 on myself? You will. Once you make the decision, I will guarantee you the universe will open up that and ideas and opportunities will come on your plate, and the money won't even be an issue. Trust me. I do know what I'm talking about there. I had to hide the amount that it cost me for mentorship from Bob Proctor, for my husband, for over a year. Scared me. But I knew I had to do it. I just knew it. So have you ever asked yourself that question? What is the meaning to life? I think maybe more people my age ask it than not, because we've lived long enough to learn certain lessons, or finally maybe a lesson has kept coming around, batting us around, and we see things differently, and we've experienced things that, are none short of a miracle. I've seen miracles in my life, no question. We've felt many feelings, we've come to many realizations. The older you get, the more you realize you must get it together to succeed. You must have some form of alignment and understanding of your higher being. Yeah, the opposite is being lost and confused. And I believe many people right now in this life right here now are that. They are lost. They're confused. They're looking for answers. Their soul is searching, just like mine was. So to get it together, you must know thyself. You must start learning about you. Like you are an absolute perfect miracle. When you really think about it, you just go along life, and I know you put your jeans on, your shorts now, and away you go, and you just go through days after days after days, and you don't really stop to think just how a miracle you are. Self-awareness is where it's at. The more awareness of you gain of yourself, the more you will have it together. And it gets easier and calmer and funner the more you do it. I've had an exceptionally challenging morning in more capacity, like there's just been things. That's okay. I'm still going forward. I'm not pushing. I'm just maneuvering. I'm just bouncing off things, and I'm just going with the flow. I would have never done that before. I would have thrown up a handle, and I would have griped and complained and bitched about it all day long. And I would have made everybody know what kind of a horrible morning I had. And I would have brought that negative vibration into other people's lives, and brought their vibe down. Don't do that. I learned that. I learned to stop doing that. So find out what makes you happy and do those things. Figure out how to do those things instead of slipping back into old habits. Find out why you think the way you do and how to change it if you do not like the way you think. Be determined to be a positive person and surround yourself with like an ocean of like-minded people. Decide to be a giver rather than a taker. Decide to serve others, because when you serve, you're serving yourself. Be calm, and if you don't know how to control your anxiety, reach out to me. Like many people have reached out to me because they have seen what kind of a turnaround I have had in my life. Wow. That's the beautiful thing about knowing more about myself, is that when I know more about me, I creep you out, but I know more about you. Because you and I are very alike. We come from the same substance. There are rules that are not man-made, so they cannot be man-changed, and they are rules that they run my life just as they run your life. So when I understand me, I understand you, and I can help you. I know I can. I know that you look at others and say, why not me? I know that you beat yourself up for poor decisions you've made, and sometimes you feel unworthy. I know you feel lost, and that you think no one will understand. I'm different. I know you tell yourself, you can get through it. I can do this. But deep down, you really have no clue what you're doing, and you know it. I know that as long as I know that you long to get it together, but you really don't even know where to start. Do you know why I know all these things? Yeah, because that was me. So let me help. Set up a connection call. If we have call, we don't have to worry about internet. Haha, kidding. And it doesn't need to be hard. It really doesn't. The people that have reached out to me, I think, are grateful that they did. And it's not me. It's the information that I have to pass on. It will get you in connection with who you really are. It'll remind you who you are and what you are about, because it makes you think. So there's a blueprint, that we just follow, and it works like magic. It stood the test of time. It works, it works, it works. Bang on the desk, sorry. You will flourish in your purpose, and you will guide yourself to the happiness you deserve. It's already done. It's already there for the taking. Who knew, right? So now you do. So DM me, text me, reach out to me, and I'd love to help you if any of this resonates with you. June is nearing the end, and we're already entering into a whole new month. I really look forward to having continued Tuesday lives. I love these Tuesday lives. I'm getting a little bit more calmer, and I'll figure out my internet thing. And I just feel that these messages will really help somebody out there, and that's what it's all about for me. I hope that they speak to your heart. I hope there's something I said that could help you today. In July, my Tuesday dates are the 6th, 13, 2027, and I'm going to be talking about, on the 6th, what's your intention? The 13th, I'm going to talk about surrender the how, and 20th, magnetic energy, and on the final week, Tuesday, I'm going to talk about self-care 101. So I hope that you continue to join me on these lives. I will do my best to try and figure out how to chop out that chunk of dead air there in the middle of this live broadcast. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for sticking in there with me, and I will see you next week. Until then, intuitively yours, Julie.